Bam, 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 bam. I'm early. Haha. Yeah, smash. Hello. How you doing? Do you like my free hand? Oh wait, I'm in for wrong. I forgot. I need to change my model. Oh no. Okay. Command. No, it's not. That's that. Commands. Okay. MV2 off. Mage on. Click this button. And then this one. Yeah. I'm in the correct model. How you doing? Brandon Roon? I hope you're doing. Do you want some free hands? You can't have any of my free hand. Like we're doing freehand painting today. I'd like a painting of free hands. I thought that was the best joke ever made. You can't get better, unfortunately. It's all downhill from here. Oh no. Honestly, I've been having a relatively decent day today. I woke up late because I went to bed late. I mean, it was still like 9. And then I did my Japanese learning and I didn't finish until like gone past 11. So then I did my exercises. And while I was on the exercise bike, I did more Japanese stuff. And so I finished that about 1-ish. Had a wash. Made an appointment for next week. And what else am I doing? I don't know. Oh yeah, I've now edited. So if anyone does anything off phone or Ko-Fi, I've now improved the integrations. The integrations are better than ever. Actually, technically mix it up, improve the integrations, and now I'm just making use of it. Before I had to basically code it all myself, but now it works. Hi, Empress Right Ball, how you doing? Oh, hi. Why are you turning me into a cat? That's so mean. I'm getting gloves on. Do you like the joke, the freehand joke? We're painting freehand today, and there's a painting of free hands. Oh no, I should have only had 3 hands in it, but it would have been free hands. Oh, instead there's 5 hands in the box. Ah, darn it, I missed one of the jokes. I mean, there's 3 that are poking out fully. Hi, Dubaya J, don't knock over paint. It's less about the knocking over of paint, that's an issue, more knocking over of my magnifying glass. Oh, you can see. Magnifying glass. By the way, so this is the freehanding we've been doing, and I've been trying to do the rest of the waves. I mean, like the early stages of them. I had like 10-20 minutes before the stream to do that. Well, technically more like 10. Oh, the Empress Right Bot. I thought to join into a cupcake stream, but cupcake is good too. That's insane. Oh, so I decided after seeing how good yours was, I felt the need to change how mine were here. Ignore how messy the magnifying glass is. Yeah. I tried to improve mine. That's meant to be a wave serpent on one of the screens. For my Tulio Gold screen. It's so tiny. It's so tiny. I don't think it's as good as yours still, but I felt no. Now I need to do better. Also, we painted this yesterday. I mean, I still need to do for gold. I wanted to do that off stream, but as I said, this morning I was doing my Japanese. I've decided how I'm going to do my Japanese now. I'm going to wake up, do my basic Japanese lessons, but like the really easy ones that just remind me of stuff. Then get my breakfast, get exercises done. Well, get changed, get my breakfast, get exercises done. And then I can do 2 other lessons while I'm on the exercise bike. Then after I've washed and I'm ready, I can continue doing Japanese until about 10-ish. And then I need to get other stuff done. And then if I've got more lessons to do, I can do them in the evening when I'm going to bed. Yeah. I'm still not sure about the robes. I hoped sleeping on it would make me like them more. I mean, other people seem to have said that the waterfall effect works on them, but I none of it. You have no idea how it did that when it's glued into 2D. Magnifying glass and this brush. Wait. So I had, honestly, this miniature's taken me like hours upon hours to do because of just how it's so difficult to paint. Actually, you can just see there's a bit that I completely missed here. Gold. It's like every time I look at a miniature, I find somewhere else that I've not painted. But yeah, basically just was like this. So if that's where my face is, I was basically be like ah, coming in from this angle and being like I mean and assuming this is the angle of my face. Just the screen took me 2 hours. The whole model's gonna take me actual weeks. Yeah, this model, I mean, I say it's taken me many hours. It's taken me many hours over multiple weeks to do. I mean, I have been painting the rest of the models at the same time. Partly because, you know, I'm experimenting on these ones and getting practice on them before I moved over to Gould herself. So yeah. But I need to, oh, there's another bit there I missed. Wait, did I miss that? No, I think that's purposely painted white. That's fine. But there is a part that's meant to be gold that's currently white. Where's my gold paint? Gold paint. Gold paint. Is that it? No, it's Stormhost Silver. That is vtuber armor. Might be months because I need to finish my other models. I've got so many projects on right now. It's absolutely insane. I've got 1,000 points of photon that are now undercoated but underweighting paint. I've got 1,000 points of Necrons that are undercoated and awaiting paint. I'm hoping that'll be a quick one to do though. Hoping to mostly just do it via dry brushing. There we go. So I painted a missing part there. Okay, we'll do her later. I've done the highlights of the main body of this stuff. I've not done the highlights of the red or the gold yet. But we'll just be painting the waves today. Gosh, I need to show more people. I need to show more people. We'll go to here because I finally changed the chalkboard drawing and the joke's too good to waste. 3 hands. There we go. There we go. Oh, so what's been on the website today? Oh, wait. Smash! Okay, Exodites, Kill Team stuff. I don't know Kill Team, so I can't really talk much about this. But looks like cool stuff there. The baddest Bad Moon is coming to Warhammer 40k and Total War. Nastrike Ugrub. Oh, Nastrike's coming out of a new coda. Look how cool he is. Is he Mega Armor? He looks like Mega Armor. Shoot for the moon. And he's coming to Warhammer Total War to office us this old model. My gosh. He's had a lot of a glow up since then. Oh, look. He's got furs and hides. Oh, he's even showing his stats. Toughness 7. That's pretty tough. 8 wounds. 2+ armor save. 5+ invulnerable. 3 hands. Did Bile on Nurgle in French Trawler Marines with regen? Probably both. Speaking of Troll Marines, what's it called, trolls? The river trolls? make good Nurgle spawn. Custom Blaster X Gatler Hazardous. So you can either shoot it as a... Oh wait, no, this isn't either shoot it one way or another. You can shoot all three of them together. So you got the Gatler. Hits on 4s. What the heck? 6 attack, strength 9, AP -2, damage 3. He can actually shoot straight. Then you've got... I bet he's got Hazardous on it. Then you got the Blaster, which is shoot to lethal hits, non-monster. Lethal hits against non-monster and vehicle, rapid fire 2. Strength, again, hits on 5s. 4 attacks, 18-inch range. Strength 5, AP -1, damage 1. Custom Blaster, Scorcher, Blast, Torrent. 3 attacks and 5 AP -1, damage 1. Then he's got... He can hit you with his Custom Blaster with extra attacks, cleave. 6 attacks, then 5 AP -1, damage 1. Or he can hit you with his Moon Chewer Claw, which again has cleave, twin link. Strength, 5 attacks at strength 12, AP -2. So he has a lot of firepower, a lot of damage output. Yeah, you can make attacks with all of them. You ever put Chaos Marine bits on an Orc to show they either stow Chaos bits or through but beat to Chaos contact? I've never done that. I mean, maybe stealing Chaos bits, but I think Orcs generally understand Chaos enough. Or at least, I think they get the same thing as they have with Gene Stealers, which they think it's wrong, so they still want to destroy Chaos artifacts. Like, they might steal some Chaos armor, but effectively they're going to purify it in some regard before doing it, so that's going to be like scratching away Chaos symbols and stuff, or otherwise scuffing them up. In your movement phase, or even getting a warp head to purify them. In your movement phase, at the start of your opponent's move, you can select one friendly Orc unit within 6 inches of this unit. That unit is no longer battle shock. Is riled up. Oh, riled up is basically the effect that the war gives now. So effectively means that you're under the effects of a war for 1 turn. Ooh, that's good. Does that have lone operative or anything? Does it say what units he can join? Anywhere, it doesn't show the units he can join. He's got Deep Strike Leader. This unit has Deep Strike. And this unit has ranged attacks ignore. Oh, he hits on 4s and ignores cover. That's insane for an Orc. Chaos has pointy bits. You know, pointy bits. The spiky spikes, yeah. I mean, Orcs also like the spiky spikes. Like, do you know the trophy racks that Chaos Terminators and Chaos Rhinos have and stuff? They can easily just be put into an Orc vehicle and it just looks normal. Supreme Cunning. In your opponent's movement phase, when an enemy unit ends a move within 8 inches of this unit, if this unit is unengaged, this unit can make a normal move of up to D6 inches. Or if this unit is riled up, make a normal move of up to 5 inches. Oh my gosh, Nastrake is so good. And he's also coming into 40k too, Total War. Steam wishlist. Oh. Yeah. Like those. Now he is a bit fragile. I mean, toughness 7 is very good for an infantry person. 8 wounds, not bad at all, but 5+ invulnerable save. Like AP3 weapons will eat, like plasma guns will just eat through him like nobody's business. In fact, there's very few weapons where his invulnerable save will even matter. Like melter guns, it will matter. It'll be going from 6+ to 5+. Rail guns, he'll actually get a save against. Or rail cannons rather. But yeah, he doesn't seem... He's not the toughest. He also doesn't do what big mechs do. Actually, I don't know if big mechs will continue doing this. Big mechs in Mega Armor. If they join a Mega Armor squad, currently they can return one of the Mega Knobs to the squad. In current rules, Mega Knobs aren't even that good, to be honest. But being able to deep strike them would be amazing. And what's his model look like? So I feel like his model here is a lot better than what I can see of his model here. Like, this thing being as big as it is, I think it's cooler with a smaller version here. Both got the big old banner on the back. The claw. That claw looks pretty cool, but this claw does look a lot cooler. Could just be the angle. The weapon seems a bit weird. Yeah, I wonder if they'll eventually change up this model a little bit to better match the final released model. Probably will. They do that quite a lot with the Total War games. Oh, but he is so cool. Like, what the heck? That flash that. I kind of wanted to get him and convert him. Actually, I probably use Cuptle for my weakness in Mega Armor. That's just such a cool model. Yeah, the video game model, like, it's not a bad model at all. Compared to this model. Although that being said, it could just be for Games Workshop thing it has here. Paint scheme. Oh my god, it's so much better than this model, oh my goodness. I feel like Orcs, after the Codex released, like a month after, they're going to have to get mega nerfs. Unless everyone else gets upgraded. But we've got painting to do. So what I'm going to do, how I did this, like this was just a random experiment to do. I've got some wave art I need to look at. Actually, I can't see it properly there, so I'll keep it here. I've got some Japanese wave art I'm going to keep on my screen here. And I can look at it as a reference. Yeah, so what I did before is I just painted Lothern blue for rough how I wanted the waves, then highlight it a lot with Bahar blue, and then we're going to go over with White Scar to try and make better waves. And then afterwards we'll get some McFag blue to add some of the depth back to it. Once we do that, we'll do the front. Actually, no, once we do that, we'll probably just have to fill in the rest of this area with black. And then add in blue, not blue, white dots to the areas. Represent foam. Okay, so we got White Scar paint. I have ordered 2 more tubs of, what's it called? Lamia Contrast. Hello, Night Parade. Have you seen Nastrix got a new model? And new ridiculously over the top rules? Actually, it's not too bad. He's kind of fragile, but incredibly powerful. I need to like just remove some of the dried paint in this part. Okay, just get one of these bases. Put paint in now.
How's my favorite girl doing?
How are you doing, Native Engine? I'm doing okay. As we've been looking at Nastrek's new rules, he's got so many weapon attacks, like shooting. He ignores cover. He hits on 4s. He's got a Scorcher, a big shooter, and then some Gatler cannon. And then he can whack you with both his big shooter in melee and, well, with his big old cannon arm, and then with a twin-linked power claw. Oh, and he can make one of your units riled up, which basically every turn, which basically gives them 3 war capabilities. New model is super cool. And now with free-handing. Okay, so here is one of the waves. How it would be is roughly like they also revealed new kill team rules of Expedite. I haven't checked with new models recently. I'm trying to reduce my grey pile a bit before getting tempted to buy more. Ooh, that makes a lot of sense. I've recently bought more models. I didn't want to buy more models, but I wanted free postage. I'm like, I need to get more blue horrors anyway. And I decided I'll get some of the other UV drying liquid resin for water effects, because it's also useful for like fixing magnets to models. I'm like, ooh, that sounds actually very good. That sounds like something I could make use of. All of the extra bits here is making it hard. But I ordered 2 more Lamia contrasts to go with it. Not contrast, mediums to go with it. And another purple paint that looked pretty cool. And a bit different from the ones I currently have. Okay, that was a bit messed up there. Messed it up a bit. We will work with it. There we go. But it's just, I really did not want for Expedites to release this month, to be honest. I'm like, oh, I wanted to save money, but it's fine. It's fine. Expedites will be the last thing I get for a while, and then I just want to, just want to build what I've got, you know. There we go. We're trying to make these more of these wave effects. I can just go back with some dark blue to do collections as well. I'm going to do dark blue to add depth to it in a way where it needs it most. Okay, I'm trying to think how to do that massive splash back there. Because that's not really on my reference art. And I'm not really closely following the reference art, to be honest, anyway. Hi, Flash! We're trying to decorate this thing today. I either do get a bit absorbed into the art as well. Because it is difficult, and I'm not used to drawing stuff like this with a brush, especially not on this small scale and on a, you know, rounded surface. I've barely done any freehand in Warhammer. I usually let the texture of the model and shape it. Control my brush. I have, what's it called today? Improved stream integration for phone and Ko-Fi. So if anyone but does anything through my phone or Ko-Fi, it should now properly appear on the stream. It should have been before, but now it's a lot better done and more reliable. Less likely to go wrong. Probably do the edges of this brush. I'm not trying to make realistic waves. I'm trying to make an arted wave. That reminds me of one of the paintings on 36 views of Mount Fuji. Yeah, it is inspired by some Japanese art. So I wanted to go more stylized rather than trying to make it realistic or anything. Because realistic would be hard. Stylization is also hard, but it gives you a little bit more freedom to make mistakes than when you try to do realistic. Especially on such a small scale. Although with a wafer for brushes, it's maybe better suited for realism. Mendoza, sorry. I've just been watching Simpsons, Mendoza and Sugar posting. Basically big old memes from the Simpsons. Do one thing for me. Get Mendoza! Mendoza! Human misery. Oh, this thing's getting in the way now. That's fine. Why am I getting... Stop vibrating at my phone. How's everyone's days going? Have you had productive days as well? I've been extraordinarily productive today. I didn't have as much time to paint as I wanted to, but I did other stuff. I got my Japanese done. I did my exercises. I've booked appointments. And I did do some painting. Oh, has anyone tried those Biscoff ice cream cake bars? I tried one yesterday. My parents absolutely love them. In the end, I didn't really like... I mean, it's fine. It's fine. I just think that the Biscoff flavour on my ice cream bar kind of ruins it a little. Like, if they just reduced the Biscoff flavour... But if it wasn't Biscoff and it was just an ice cream sandwich, it would have been better. But if you're a really big fan of Biscoff, you'd probably like it. It's like super soft biscuit on it. Mendoza. I need to put those lines. I've not been doing the silly little lines on it. Very difficult to use that. Until there, it's got the cool little lines on. There we go. If you wanted an ice cream sandwich, the Biscoff ones are okay. I'd only say okay personally. Oof. That I need to like blow my nose. Muting. I feel like pollen count's higher again today. I've been listening to Japanese like lessons while I've been sleeping, because I've heard, you know, night times, if you're sleeping and learning, it works. I'm like, okay, maybe it does. There's no harm in trying, right? Assuming I can still sleep, and I could still sleep. But the issue is whenever I wake up with the thing still going on, I'm just like, did it turn off? I can't hear it. I've then just give myself a few seconds, I can hear it again. It's like I just completely tune it out, I feel like, when I'm asleep. and it takes a few seconds for my ears to decide to listen to it again. So I'm wondering if it is there's any point at all having it there. I'm hoping for subconscious effect will help. I had some of those ice creams this weekend actually, for on discount at Tesco, so bought some on a whim. I like them. Oh, that's exactly what my father did. So he got them from Tesco too. I've been having a lot of like ice cream bar stuff because like a Mars bar of ice cream is like 124 calories. It's less than a normal Mars bar, and you get more stuff in it. And it's warm, obviously, so you know you want to have ice creams and stuff to deal with this heat. Like I think on this side, I went a bit too heavy on the wave. I should have maybe not gone as crazy as I did. But we'll continue. We'll continue. We'll see what I can do with it. Very difficult painting on this thing though. I need to like add some motion to this thing. Mendoza. I think it was Tesco we got them from. Okay, definitely gonna need to fix this bit up. Wave shape is just hollow. What's even happening over here? I think it goes this way. Yeah, that's an entire mess here. Remember, you're amazing. Like you deserve to like the stream. Also, take care of yourself. Don't forget to hydrate, eat, subscribe, and stay healthy. Yeah, I changed that up a bit to highlight the stuff. I'm thinking about adding. What do you think about adding commands? Do you know where it makes noises on stream, like oof, oof, and yippee? They're just mem noises. Oh wait. I bet I can add things like you got the dud. I can do Simpsons dud posting. Okay, what I'm thinking is create some commands, make a new currency, not a new currency, but like an item or something. You like Twitch bits, I guess. Like we got sprinkles. Make a new. if I am gonna get hope, I'm thinking once I've got my once I've got fiber optics, assuming my internet is faster and can handle it. Because I mean, I'll still be on Wi-Fi is the issue. I think I'll go on Twitch. I thought I can introduce like some. I might introduce a new item or something. In fact, you get like sprinkles, but you get less of it. And if you want more, you can do like a donation or something. You get more of it. But they do sound things, sound-based commands that just do mem things. That sounds like it would be fun. I don't know if people would like it, though. Would it just ruin the calm nature of the stream? Okay, I mean, the waves are looking okay-ish, I guess. Okay, these waves looked roughly similar to this, I guess, before I added the McCrag Blue. Look, we need the plot armor of the Ultramarines, so this is not going to look good. You know it. You need plot armor. Ultramarine plot armor will save the day. There we go. McCrag Blue. McCrag Blue is such a weird colour. I'm not a big fan of it. It's dark, but it also lacks the same vibrancy of other blues. Okay, that's way too much on my brush. Gonna have to fix what I did here then. Always come back over with the other colours when needed. Mendoza. Leg. It's back to shorts and skirt weather again. Oh, the cold was nice while it lasted. It didn't last very long. I say cold, cooler weather. It was still exceptionally warm. Great design, cupcake and brushwork. Thank you. I mean, I used to make manga by hand, and that required a lot of brushwork. I think I should be able to do this. Hopefully. Now, the main thing I did back then was basically just fill in with black ink. Where it needed filling in. I say the main thing I did. The main thing with brushwork I did. Like usually you'd draw it with pencil and then you'd use a pen, like a fountain pen, to do the lines and stuff. Well, I used a fountain pen. I had a range of different nibs and heads and stuff. I still got some of it all. I've been able to put up some screen tone and put that in, and then anywhere where you need it black. Bing bang boom. You get yourself a brush, you dip it in some ink. I had some Japanese brushes that were rolled up in bamboo, I believe.
Misery word of the day, waves. How do the ocean greets you? It waves.
Hi Dennis, did you see the spawn suggestions I put on the Discord for you? The Cankerborn from Age of Sigmar, Nurgle faction, and the River Trolls from the Gloomspike gets in Age of Sigmar. I see. Yeah, I did. He's ridiculous in a good way. Like, he's got lots of damage output, really powerful, but he's kind of fragile. Like, plasma guns are wounding him on freeze and are reducing him down to his invulnerable. Well, actually, they're just putting him down to 5+ save, whether he has invulnerable or not. So, you know, his lack of a 4+ invulnerable save is really going to hurt him, I feel like. Not the worst thing in the world for it, but other than that, he is ridiculous. Okay, I definitely need to do more work on this area. On that wave there. But it's really cool that I can basically give the war effect to some orcs. Gives Deep Strike. Hits on force and ignores cover is absolutely insane for an orc though, especially with the amount of firepower he has. Like, also still loving the fact that Scorchers are now blast weapons, and hopefully all future codexes for torrent weapons will become the same, rather than just random attacks. Because random attacks was fun, but extremely random, as you can imagine. Yeah, I'm gonna need to get some Bahalov blue back onto here. Anchorborns are amazing, and you get 2 little bases of stuff with them, so you can use them as something else. Like, you can get yourself a 40mm base and like build them up for some nurglings, like if you want 6 spawn. You'll be able to use, or you can just use them as like base decoration or whatever on other Nurgle characters. I need like blow my nose again. Right, this is better. There we go. Yeah, need less paint. I need to pee again. No. There we go. Yeah, we're definitely going to get some Bahalov blue here. I just need extra 50mm basis. Oh yeah, but on 40mm basis, you need it at 50mm stuff like Carbon. And thankfully, bases generally aren't super expensive if you buy them online. Always be careful with the base size though. Generally, if you can, just try getting Citadel bases. Because Citadel, like they say 50mm, but it's not. It's always a bit off in one way or another. And in some cases, it's quite a bit off because sometimes it's measured from the top, sometimes it's measured from the bottom. For like what size they are. And that inconsistency means it's very difficult to reliably find bases from like other companies that are definitely going to replace them. That being said, it's only like £2 to get the basis. Hi, TA. How you doing? Hope you're having a very good day today. We're trying to do some whatever. Freehanding. Wait. Freehanding? Freehanding? Free hands? Free hands just to take home? Oh my god. Did you see him? Did you see the charcoal drawing? Nastrake has a comically amount of combi weapons that he can shoot all of them. Yeah, that's hilarious. I feel like, though, Games Workshop will nerf him after like a month. I feel like that's going to be the case for a lot of the arcs. Either they're going to have to get nerfed, or everyone else is going to have to get boosted. Because so far, what the arc releases have, they just are another level to everyone else. Like, the basic weapons are getting lethal hit. The torrent weapons are just so much better with actually having fixed attacks with blast. But it will mean that scorches on vehicles suddenly become much less useful. Oh wait! Flamers on vehicles will have blast now? So you can't fire them into melee? Oh! I hope they fix that. I hope it specifically says unless it's a torrent weapon. I can't remember if the current rules say that or not. I hope he comes with a Mega Knob refresh as well as Big Mech and Mega Armor. I don't know if he will do. From what we can tell, he doesn't look like he is. Orcs are getting a lot of news, but no, the Mega Knob kit as it is really cool though. Like I've built it and I was just so happy with it. They're actually not any smaller than other knobs. They kind of look like they are do when you just look at the models. They're like, are they smaller than normal knobs? Not really. The new knobs look bigger than they are because they've got like tactical rocks and stuff and big weapons. Mega knobs, they're so comically small scale. They're not though. They are they're like full Terminator size. And when you consider that an orc is much smaller than a Primaris Space Marine and a Mega Knob is around the same size as a Terminator, they're pretty good. They're a little smaller than a Primaris Terminator. A Mega Knob is a little bigger than a normal Primaris Marine. But not hugely so as it stands. Okay, I think I completely messed up the waves on this thing. I wanted to go for bigger waves because, you know, these ones are made a bit too small. I also wanted to keep to the same scale as these waves here. So... I think I just messed it up. Have you seen Mega Knobs in real life? All my orc stuff, my Mega Knobs and stuff are upstairs in the attic, so I can't just grab them. I've got time after the stream, I'll grab them and compare them to the current knobs and stuff. The knob in Mega Armor does feel much smaller though than the new War Boss. Me, when I go to the convenience store and see Mega Knob walking by, I saw one in real life. You know what I mean? Where it's like, have you seen the models in real life? Because after building them, I was kind of happy with them. I say kind of happy, for a really fun build to do. Really nice, lots of spare bits, lots of options. They weren't as meh looking as I expected from the store pictures. Or small. I think it's just mostly the way that the model is. It makes it look smaller than it is. Like, orcs all have like these, you know, poses that try to make them look bigger. Like they generally have their legs wide and their arms wide and stuff, and for doing swinging. Meanwhile, Mega Knobs is like square, just like a box, and they're shoved into it, which is, I guess, very true of what a Mega Knob is. The tiny stubby legs. Oh yeah, the stubby legs. What? Orcs can never be too cute. What are you on about? No. Okay, this stuff I'm doing now is a kind of thing I had to do for manga a lot of. Whenever you wanted an area black, you had to carefully ink in, ignoring all of your details, but making what needs to be black black, without making anything that needs to be not black, not black. And you're using a brush to do it. Very weird learning Japanese how I am now though. Because I mostly learned to read and write Japanese when I was learning it ages ago. Because, you know, I needed to when I was doing manga work. And like having to order things and you know, communicate. But now I'm mostly just trying to learn to listen and speak Japanese instead. To a point where at the moment I'm mostly just ignoring kanji work. I think Nastweg is going to be fun to play if I ever get to compute if I can play games again. I believe in you. You will get it. Your fortunes will change for the better. There we go. Hi, lasagna lover. How are y'all today? We're doing okay. If I do feel like this was good when I did it off stream, this stuff I don't think I'm doing as well with. I can correct it up. I'm just wondering if I just fill in a bunch of it as black right now, if we'll make it look better. Of course, by the time Total War 40k comes out, I would hope I will. Yeet. I don't know if it's just going to be on PC, because they have mentioned wanting to get onto consoles and stuff. So if any luck as well, you might just be able to get it on console, which might just be cheaper to do than trying to get a decent computer that can play games. That being said, consoles are getting expensive now. And I'm hoping for performance is better so that you can play it on worse computers and stuff. Optimization, that's the best word to say. Because they are in a new game engine now. And most of it's being done from scratch rather than with scratch messy code. Spaghetti code or whatever they call it. I'm kind of excited for Warhammer 40k Total War. I also want to play more Total War on the channel again. I need to get Mechanicus 2, play as the Necrons a little bit. And to finish Rogue Trader. My goodness, Rogue Trader is a hell of a game. I guess it is looking a little better now for black added in. Obviously, need to neaten up for black, but we'll do that after we get the main part in. Definitely think I didn't do as good of a job though as I did with the original part of the waves. Again, I can always just go back and fix the waves where it's most needed. Hi, Severin. We're freehanding waves today. Let's add some black around here, actually. I think this will help. That'll be effect a bit more. Looks good, thank you. 40k Total War has been announced for console. I can see it on for PS5 Star. Ooh, that's nice. I am very cautious about the game though, like I want it to feel like a proper galaxy size thing. Like if they're saying that they're putting the entire galaxy in the game and then it's just you know 6 planets or something stupid, well, you know, even if it's a couple of 100 planets, that's not really a galaxy. The Imperium is a million worlds. We could do procedural generation, obviously, of planets and stuff. So they will, you know, important worlds, like a couple of 100 important worlds that are in Warhammer as they are. What I would do if I was making it would make them by hand. Then every other planet and system I would procedurally generate. There'll be a lot of planets and systems, sorry, that might be less important, but will be important enough and we know enough about where we could make it by hand. So what you'd have about is 200 like handmade systems. Every planet, whatever you can do on is all hand done. And then have like another 300 systems and then just have everything else be procedurally generated. And then you'll have, what's it called, limits in your game. So wherever you start, the game itself isn't about trying to paint the map. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping it's less about trying to paint the map and more about trying to like control a region. So that way, outside of your map, most of it's not going to be loaded in at all. Like, you'll be in a subsector. Maybe your sector will be loaded. But then your... Oh, no, what's the word? You got sector... Oh, I can't remember what they have them. But then for, like, the Imperium is split into different... Like I got for Ultima something segmentums, yeah. Then you're going to have your like your segmentum, and your segmentum won't be fully loaded, but it will just be kind of loaded so that the AI will be doing AI stuff. But with just how what is going on being not loaded in detail. Like, it will just be going, these random planets will be under control and stuff. We won't procedurally generate all of these systems yet until you appear in them or get close enough to generate them. Sorts of stuff. I'm hoping it's something like that. I bet you can limit it by saying, like, okay, my system cannot handle having 10,000 systems trying to remember them all. So, you know, let's go and say we'll limit to how many systems in the game to 1,000. And then it just won't load more than 1,000 systems. I don't know. Like, there's just definitely a lot about the game. Because I'd want it to feel like a galaxy, you know? 10 more billion gigabytes. I don't have... It depends, because if it's incredibly well optimized, it can run it. Because have you seen the old Spore game? Look up Spore, how the galaxy level works. What you realise is that every time you play Spore, you're actually just playing in the same galaxy every single time. And literally, there's just countless worlds that you could potentially have. And when you're searching for galaxy, there's just potential. And this was designed to run on like really old computers and consoles, like ancient ones. And it could load incredible amounts of stuff. Now, it's not doing as much detail as like Total War would do, but it did it in such a really good way that it made the galaxy feel like an actual galaxy, you know? Like, if you wanted to paint the map, it would take you years of trying to just playing every day, putting a lot of time into it. And eventually your computer would start lagging out, but that's as much a limitation of your game engine rather than anything else. But it's, when you look at things like Stellaris, where... Oh, actually, no. Look at things like Crusader Kings, where you've got 20,000 blooming characters. Or something like that. All of which are being loaded and generated. All of which are not just being loaded and generated, but all of them are living their lives and doing random events. Constantly. Every single second. They're just doing stuff. 10,000 characters. And it can run on consoles. Then compare that to Stellaris, where you've got... You can have up to 1,000 star systems, and the game starts lagging out really quickly. Where you can have a few dozen empires. You can have thousands of ships running around the galaxy at once before it starts really lagging out. And you can have literally millions of population, and that's where most of the lag actually comes from. A lot of it comes from the spaceships, because every single spaceship is modeled into the game, and the game engine is really not designed for it. So when you got like 1,000 spaceships, it's trying to load every single spaceship at once effectively. And trying to figure out how each and every single one should be moving and fighting. Which is why whenever a war goes on that it gets everybody involved, it suddenly your game takes a big hit. On top of this, one of the ways that they did make it a bit better is that every single population you used to have effectively was its own NPC. Like, it could move about, it could do stuff. At the end of every single month were calculations related to that one population. And you could have like 1,000 population on a single planet. And when you got, you know, 1,000 planets across the galaxy, all of which are getting more population. And it's like eventually at some point your computer's trying to do 1 million different population all trying to do stuff. And it's always at the same time. Everything is always loaded into the game doing stuff. That's the issue with a lot of these Paradox games. They don't really have like what Total War does, where if it's not loaded in the game, you don't load in for models. Like, not every single model needs to be loaded in the game. Not every battle, like that's what the great thing about the auto battles are and why the AI uses them. Like, if the AI had to do an actual, you know, ground-based battle every single time, it would just lag out your computer massively. Even if they could resolve it in just a few seconds. But that's effectively what games like Stellaris are trying to do. But there's other games out there as well, where it's like Skyrim is actually a good example, in which every single NPC in Skyrim has its own stuff it's doing. And if you actually use some of the mods, so that some of the NPCs will travel from town to town, which you do get anyway. Like there's definitely NPCs that will travel around by themselves. It's like if you ever have an NPC where you need to meet it somewhere, it will actually walk the distance. As soon as you fast travel, the NPC will also calculate where it will be after you fast travel, like how long you, like if you wait, if you fast travel, the amount of in-game time it will calculate is like, okay, so I'm in Solitude, I need to get to Winterhold for my NPC. How far would it travel after you wait 1 hour? Well, it'll be down near Morphle at that point, so let's teleport it to Morphle. And that's what would happen. But if you're then running around, let's say it needs to get to Winterhold, and you decide you're going to go and visit Solitude. Not, you go from Solitude to Markarth, and it needs to get to Winterhold still. The NPC won't be loaded into the game, but it will still be trying to figure out where that NPC should be on the map. It's just going to do it without loading the modeling, without doing all these complex calculations, without loading in if it's going to be attacked or anything. And as a result, it will just do a very simple calculation of where is this thing going to be on the road. And that's what you effectively want when you're doing that sort of campaign mechanic, where everything outside of your general area is going to be done just with a few basic auto battles, with a few... The closer it is to you, the more calculations the AI will be making effectively about what they're doing and what the state of the galaxy is actually in. The further away you get, the more generalized the things that will happen. That's what I imagine anyway. And that's how I think it would be fun. But that way you could have all of this stuff going on. You could have this great big galaxy, but it's not loaded in. You only need a small bit of a galaxy loaded in. And eventually, after you conquer 100 worlds, you're probably going to get bored and go on to a new game. You're probably not going to continue playing. If you want to conquer the entire map, then you're going to start lagging out your computer. But equally, you could manage it so that once you control a subsector well enough, the subsector will just... You can move out of that subsector and then it will just, again, go down to just basic stuff going on in it. Eventually, you might get to Rebellion and then you'll just go back into that subsector, reload it, deal with the Rebellion. And so as a result, you're only dealing with one sector at a time with your computer actually trying to load it in fully. That's some good freehanding. Thank you. I think I could definitely... That was definitely much better done. I think less is more with this stuff. I think I tried doing too much on like this side of it. Okay, this bit was just really hard to paint on. This bit... Yeah, I think definitely less is more. I need to get like some more black down to here, so that it's more in line with everything. Yeah, let's try to just bring in more of the depth. I don't know if I'm making no sense or not. Does Skitarii have lore? For Skitarii, not really. This character has lore, everyone else just kind of revolves around her. She is originally from a ocean world. It's a forge world, the ocean world that she comes from. And it uses hydroelectricity for most of its stuff, as you can imagine. Eventually, she became a techno-archaeologist. Traveled much of the galaxy with other tech priests, went to other forge worlds, stole whatever data she could effectively, because she's a data hoarder. Dabbled a lot in tech. As she got promoted, she started dabbling in biomancy and chronomancy, or more accurately, biology and time, where she became most specialized eventually. But she's always been a technologist at heart, wanting just to find and gain more and more tech. She's not afraid of innovating and then just saying she found the tech, mind you. And she's not afraid of going, okay, I've got some really ancient tech here. I'm just going to reverse engineer it and claim I found another SDC. Thank you. Yoni now started watching. Don't worry about it. Watch in your own time. Just make sure you like the stream and you subscribe. Otherwise, I'm going to have to stick the land on you. I'm joking. Take care of yourself. Yeah, so her law is that she also might actually be a robot by now, an artificial intelligence, an abominable intelligence. Because one day she found a robot. Oh yeah, one of the things that she does is she created clones of herself. How much of her body is biological? Maybe none of it anymore. But she basically created robot copies of herself to do the jobs for her that might have been made using ancient abominable intelligent cars. Like anything, like every time she had to go to a meeting, she just basically sent one of them in a place. And whenever anyone called her out, she's just saying, it's a clone. It's like, isn't clones banned? It's like, well, tell that to Belisarius Carl, I'm just doing as he does. But yeah, she might long be gone and she might just be replaced by one of the little abominable intelligence now. Are we talking Photon? No, we're not talking Photon. We're talking my Skitari, my tech beast. Obviously, you can see she's got her own little intelligent things down here. Sniffer, sniffer. You're not stinky. I like you. Yay!
Sniffer, sniffer. You're not stinky. I like you.
I'm never stinky. Thanks for a head pat. I need to turn up my volume so I can hear Cuptle better. Also, the Photon technically aren't an enemy of the Imperium. They're made up of squats, which are a sanctioned abhuman. And they are also often work as mercenaries of the Imperium. And sometimes not just as mercenaries, like the Imperium has many mining contracts with the Leagues of Photon. While some do consider the Photon enemies of the Imperium, many do not. They're wary of them, but do not consider them a straight-up enemy. I mean, that's looking okay now. You've got the black on it. I love money! I'm pretty sure for Photon have the word AI copyrighted, probably. Well, the Imperium calls it abominable intelligence anyway, so don't worry about it. It was directed at Fabius Bile. Wait, why Fabius Bile? Oh, we did an Emperor's Children book where they are very much into torture. Ah. Yeah, the Emperor's Children love their torture. I am, the only Emperor's Children book I've read so far, and I've not fully finished it still, is Renegades, Lords of Excess, which I can't recommend it. I mean, if you're a big Emperor's Children fan, yes. It has a very good start. Like, the first third of the book, pretty good. But after that, it just becomes more and more of a slog for me. It did start to get better, but I'm still yet to pick it back up and, you know, start again. If I was reading it rather than audiobooking when I'm painting sometimes, which I'm also learning Japanese while I'm painting now. I'm not doing it as much. I would have maybe not finished it at all or gotten as far as I have. You said that your tech fastest gets to do it because Fabius does? Did I say Fabius? No, I said Belisarius Carl. I'm pretty sure I said Belisarius Carl. I think I did. Did I say Fabius Bile? Maybe I did. So we'll go back and clip it. You're currently reading that? Oh, you're currently reading Renegades Lords of Excess. Mayhaps I confuse the two, possibly. Belisarius Carl also loves making clones. He hates Fabius Bile and, like, often gets under his skin. It's hilarious. Okay, let's go and, like, sharpen this bit here and down to there. Put this into here. This into here. But Carl is the effectively leader of the Adeptus Mechanicus right now. Not everyone likes him in the Mechanicus, but he's pretty much the most powerful one of them. With Gollum and Zia. I'm not loving the book so far. I'm not that interested or deep. Like the last Emperor's Children book. Yeah. It's very hard to care about. I do like how again, it's the same thing with a lot of chaos actually, where it's very contradictory. They say or think one thing, but then like actions prove otherwise. Or more accurately, the characters are so prideful and arrogant that they don't really see the world what it is for them. And I found that very interesting and fun. But it gets sort of boring. I need something more. I need to care for the characters more, and it's just not making me care for them. And at one point I thought it was getting close to the end, and turns out it was just like the end of Act 1, and it's like, that could have been a very good end of a book as a whole. Only reading. I need to read that. I've got it. I got like the thing properly. Maybe I should add like moon and stars to the top or something. I guess I started to look like a raging ocean now. Don't you think? I recently bought a copy of the Necron novel. I got that one. I got the annotated edition. And for annotations, look like for how to read because they're in bright green and white paper. Need to read it. I don't know when I'm going to have the time to read because at the moment, like all of the time would normally be reading or listening to books. I'm doing Japanese instead. Put a red tentacle on it, maybe. Or did I mess this up here? No, I didn't. It's fine. I've not done the red highlights on it yet, so that's something. There we go. I have ordered some UV resin now. For water effect, so I can do for base. It's a type of resin that you put it down by hand and cure it. I use like a toothpick or something to make wet ripples in it. Also here it's very good at affixing magnets, so that's one of the reasons I decided to get it. Because like all my flying stands have magnets on, but magnets do not like staying there. You're gonna go back to read. Do send a picture of a finished product on Discord, please. I will, if I remember to. There we go. But good luck with your reading. I hope you enjoy it. Yeah, look, I need a dover. I think I definitely need to paint the blue things here black. I'm interested to see what's funny, as people say. Oh, I'm interested in the Infinite Undefined. I don't know anything about it though. I do know 40k books can be funny when they want to be. The Orc books are pretty decent for that. I do have a first Caiaphas Cain book on audiobook now. Because I did start listening to Anthology thinking it was like, you know, the collection, but then realised it's not. It was like just all the short stories put together. And I wasn't a big fan of that. But you know, that's like listening to or watching the end credits of all the Marvel films without ever watching any of the films themselves. And like, you know, short stories around them. So I don't think that's a good way to judge them. So I wanted to see if the books are actually, if I like the book. Because people do say they're good. Okay, that's looking a lot better now. And definitely going to need to do some more work on that flat. Covering up some of these areas. A bit easy to tell where they are the issues on the camera than it is in real life. The small bits of blue become way more obvious on camera. Okay. There we go. This seems like it's okay. Washing the brush. And then what I want to do, I want to put little white dots all over it because that's what the art has on it. I'm thinking could do something else. I could do like something in the sky. Like, should I put clouds or something? I should probably get a big brush as well to really neaten up the black at the top. But I need to just run away and go to the bathroom. So, RB. I'll leave this here. Actually, no, I'll go into... No, I'll leave it here. Ba 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 ba. Banana, banana, na. Hi. That's what we're working on. Yeah, for waves. I was hoping like I'll come back and it will look better. I think there's definitely some work that needs to be done here. Okay, the big splashes at the back. How are they looking? In that one, I don't mind. That one, I guess, is fine. These waves down here, I think I need to put more definition on that one. Overripe and that, I think they're fine. This splash, I'm not a big fan of, and that wave. Not sure how I'd fix them though. Actually, let's look how it looks from this angle. They look pretty neat, thank you. You'll be surprised. I thought, you know, I was like, I suck at freehanding. I couldn't make anything. And I've had to try doing first. I mean, I'm using some art as a reference. Can I duplicate? There we go. Duplicate that. Then I can click here. Ooh. New Dawn of War trailer. Oh, New Dawn of War trailer. But anyway, I'm using this as a reference. And obviously this is not that reference. New Dawn of War.
Peggy 18.
Oh.
We conquered these stars in eons past. We enslaved gods. We defeated
You
death.
interned God.
Yet now we wait to find lesser species infesting our empires.
Nah.
They have sundered the galaxy, unleashing powers they do not understand. Our tombs have been destroyed. Our lower orders do not wake.
That's a cool pet.
Madness, born of slow decay, works its curse upon us.
Yeah.
The Zarekan dynasty needs every weapon and every warrior. So I have come to this world. The lesser species that think
Can
it
you hear
theirs
the
call
music?
it.
Oh.
Kronos.
Oh, he's literally 4 eyes.
It shall be ours again.
Nerd. What does that say there? Edible something technology. WB Cupcake Cup. WB. Wonder what this guy was up to during the Dark Crusade. Probably sleeping. Probably just a big old sleepy brain, I'd imagine. Okay. Okay, how am I gonna fix this wave up? That one's not too shabby. With that angle, I think it's fine. Once we come over to here. I'm glad they made him a guy reclaiming the planet rather than just some uber secret, even more underground guy, because it would take away from the bombing off of Thoroughbase +2 by the Blood Ravens. Ooh, I don't know a lot about the previous games. I was going to play the previous games on stream, but them were so expensive on Steam, so I was like, I'm just going to wait for the game to come out. I don't even, when I did play the games, I don't, like, years ago, and it was only, like, the first one, I think. I don't even think I did much for campaign. I think I just spent most of my time with arcade. Dark Crusade was my mega jam. What did I think it was only the first one. I think I did not have, when it came to, like, games and stuff, I did not have, like, many games. And the ability to buy many. I only had the first game, and I just modded other, like, I had basically claymation looking units in mind, because we weren't in the game. I remember listening to Fever La Fida while playing it though. I wanted to play the second one, but I just couldn't get it. It's like, if I ever had enough money to buy the game, I just wanted to buy Warhammer instead. Actual models. So I'm like, I got the first game, I just mod the first game even more. To make it like this. I think I need more black. I think that's what I need. Yeah, I don't think I was that interested in actually trying to fix or play for campaign though. I was just like, I want to play arcade matches and just like, I think I did a few missions, but I don't really remember from off the top of my head. I think I did try getting, do you know, pirate version of the game, but bricked my computer. To be fair, back then I don't think I understood, like, that not every computer could run every game anyway. There we go. And I heard the third one was bad, so I never tried getting the third one. But I did see the third one on a really good sale recently, and then I was like, oh yeah, but the third one's bad. Is the first one on the same sale? It's like, oh no, it's not. There's like 2 or 3 versions of it now, and all of them are expensive. I have not changed much. I look at computer games, they're like, you know how many Wraith Knights I could get with that computer game, Wraith Lord? Right Kings, that's it. Right Kings. I could get 3, 4, 5 of them. Do you know how many Right Kings you can get for a single, how many Gretchen you can get? for a single steam machine. I could have 1,000 Gretchen on one steam machine. What do you think I would get? I mean, actually, I couldn't get either, to be honest, but still. Hi, Douglas Pendergraft. How you doing? I hope you have a wonderful day, too. Oh, gosh, my arm's a bit dead. I did arm exercise. I decided to double the number of reps. I'm like, that's not so good. I say arm exercise for actually back exercises, but, you know, you work your arms to work your back. And chest exercises, but you work your arms to work your chest. Hi, Dod Solido. Did someone say painting? Yeah. Painted entire conscript guard army, unloaded. Yeah, that's what I used to do when I painted a lot when I did Warhammer. I had a large guardsman army. That was mostly conscripts. And I learned to batch paint really quickly with them. Except that was so long ago, I forgot how to paint quickly. Although I did remember I did for eyes using fine tip pens. Except that won't work on Guardsmen anymore. The eyes are so much smaller now. That's the issue. I think that's one of the things about trying to get back into a game. Is that old Guardsmen, they had barely any details on them. Their faces and hands were massive. So they were really easy to paint. But now you want to paint them? Well, guess what? They've got details on them. They've got tiny heads with tiny eyes. Thank you, Douglas. I hope you continue to enjoy the streams. It's very nice of you to be around. It's very nice of all of you being around. And hello, Rainbow Dash. Conscripts and Tyranid users paint like mad. With Orcs, you can play it tough because they are so ramshackle and vague it works. But Guard armies and Tyranids? I don't know. Tyranids, I think, can also get away with being relative, because they're relatively simple. Just paint skin colour, paint chitin colour, bing bang boom. Use contrasts and shades and stuff to do the rest of the work for you. Guardsmen though, they are. That being said, Guardsmen are now 145 points for a single squad, so you know, you don't have that many Guardsmen in your army anymore. Crab! Yeah, June Crawler, crab. Now, I'm not doing the same level of just... I don't have the patience to do the insane freehanding that other people do. Like with loads in colours. I'm using 4 colours of this freehanding. I'm not getting other colours out. What a 45 points Guardsman squad. Where has the Imperium gone? They've stopped using conscripts apparently. I mean, the squads they have are literally veteran squads right now. I did suggest the other day that what they should do is that they should add they should change the points of Guardsman squad. So change the bases, have a different stat line for the sergeant and the normal troop. The normal troop should go down to leadership 8. And sergeant be leadership 7. They should gain a special rule where if they don't have a sergeant, they can only be targeted for move, take cover, and fix bayonets maybe. And what they should do, they should be like 45-point squads. Not 45, yeah, 45 points for 10 dudes, 90 points for 20 dudes. No special weapons, no foxcasters, no sergeants. Nothing, no medics, nothing. And that should be effectively a conscript squad. But for 20 points, for 25 points more, or 50 points for a squad of 20, you can get your sergeants, your special weapons, and your medkits, and your foxcasters. And with your sergeants being leadership 7, obviously they bring your entire leadership to 7. And that way you've effectively got your squads. That way you can effectively use some of your squads as conscripts just for screening, and then other squads as what you want to use them for. That's neat. You're a horde lover, and guardsmen, orcs, and tyranids fill my heart like cholesterol. I love my hordes too. I've got guardsmen. I'm building like 10,000 points of guardsmen, 1,000 points of foisterans, 1,000 points of big, 8,000 points of acquisitor serfs, of the serfs of my space marines. And although one of those armies is an elite cavalry army, another is an elite, it's a super heavy detachment, and another is an armored detachment, and only one of them's a hard one. I've got 4,000 points of Tyranids, 2,000 points of Gene Stealer Cults, so 4,000 points of those Gene Stealer Cults is just things like Von Ryan Leapers and Gene Stealers. But actually over 1,000 points are just pretty much pure blood Tyranids. Also dope wave paint, thank you. My mechanicus, as you can imagine, are water themed. New orcs are absolutely insane though. Have you been looking at the new orc stats? I feel like they're either going to be very high points cost. Or they're going to get nerfed very soon after release. Maybe I did a bit too much stuff on them. Yeah, I'll go over some black. Reduce the number of shots. Well, I shouldn't have that many. Be mostly around the wave. There we go. I'm doing the hardest part of it first. Well, actually, this part's going to be pretty hard too. Don't know what I'm going to do for the back. I just realised I've not done the top of that thing. I also don't know what I'm going to do for the top. Maybe paint it black. Maybe paint it like ocean, viewed from above. Anyone's got any ideas for it? I'm all ears. I might turn this into a voice. I think one thing this has taught me, though, is that if you don't think you can freehand, you can probably freehand. Like, before painting those ways there, I was like, I can't freehand. I've tried before and I've really struggled with it. One of the things I lack with freehanding is patience. Like... I'm not spending as much time as a lot of other freehanders would on this thing. I guess this is like, do you know those American trucks that are often like covered in like amazing paint jobs and stuff? I guess it's like the equivalent of that, just for 40k. Yeah, we'll get some black to fix it up now. Get rid of one. That looks a bit better now. Yeah, the squint a little. Okay, now we go into the front. We spent 2 hours finishing that. Where the original paint scheme is shown, where I was like, how should I paint this? Maybe like this, because that's how effective. I was just trying to recreate this sort of effect on them. But, nah. Now the issue is, if I get any more vehicles from Mechanicus, I've set a precedent. I'm gonna have to do more of this. So let's get our Lofern blue. Let's battle off Lofern. Lofern. Oh wait, there's a little spike here, but meant to be. But over here, with my Slaneshi bits for my conversions are late in the week. Okay, so how I do this is I use Lofern blue to roughly just paint out where I want the waves to be. And then I'll highlight with Bahavoth blue. Then we'll add the white in. Then we add the McCrag blue to add some depth to it. And then the Abaddon black. So we got waves. We'll have the wave coming down like that here. We'll feed one side into the other side. I think that sounds like a good idea. So the wave should come down from there down to like here, And you got more waves. They're like around here. But we got the waves in front of it, but we also need to show, which is important. So let's get some of these going. And then the wave that will be behind that, and then the wave that will be, the wave that will be here going there. It will, I think, go up into something like that. Yeah. While having another background wave. More like this one. Flashing around. What do we want? That here. We'd want another couple sets of waves like here. And then maybe here. Or maybe not, maybe instead. I have there we go. The wave for it here too. There we go. Okay, let's get rid of the gun. It's a bit in the way now. The waves can come up around here and there. Thank you, Douglas. Everyone should be liking the stream. Yeah! The scream. The scream, no! Okay, so it's very messy early on with the freehanding. But you know, it's fine. It's like, don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine. It says it's fine, so it is. So we then go on to the barrel of blue. Ah, gosh, my shoulder popped again. Blowers and V's blooming. Do you think if I damage my shoulder, I can sue Games Workshop? Or, you know, a paint pot design popping my shoulder out? Or do you think they'd be like, you're too ill, Cupcake, you shouldn't be painting? A normal person's shoulder doesn't pop when they use a blooming paint pot. Wow. Obviously not trying hard enough, are they? This thing here. This thing here. This thing along. Doesn't matter if we make mistakes, they can always be fixed later. The first rule of anything with painting, doesn't matter if you make a mistake, you can correct it. And who knows, you might like it more than what you were originally trying to do. Happy little accidents, as to say. And if you don't like it more, again, you can correct it. Often it doesn't take a great deal of effort to correct something, even when you make big mistakes. Even over something that originally took you forever to do. Because you've already done it once. You can do it again. And if you have to do corrections, it's practice. It's practice of the future. Every correction you do, it's just more chances to be better. It's like when I'm learning my Japanese, I don't mind too much about getting a question wrong, because then all it would do is at the end of a test, it will give me the question again. And I'd be like, okay, I can now try getting the correct answer. And if I get it wrong again, it's just more times that I'm going to get this into my head. In fact, some of the answers I'm best at now are the ones where I just couldn't get it the first few times. Where some of the ones that I did get it the first time, every time, I'm now starting to get a bit question myself on them because I don't remember it as well. Oh, we win. Hi, Talan. We did this freehanding. And we're now onto the front panel. That looks magnificent, thank you. And also we've been looking at the new releases. Dawn of Wars had a new trailer for the Necrons, which looks pretty cool. And it's had a new... Oh yeah, and there's been a new model released for 40k. Well, it's going to be released. It's been shown and announced now. And it's alongside the model in 40k Total War. Total War 40k. Which is pretty cool. It's an arc. And if we looked at his rules that they showed, he looks ridiculous. Nastreg, Nastreg! Okay, hopefully we can do this correctly. This is difficult. It looks really cool. Happy to see GW and CA working closely together. Hope we can add cafe to foot. No! There's not even like a missing cafe in like faction. I mean, we've got to. It's called Tau Talan. It's literally called Tau. Faction heavily inspired by the Far East, with a lot of Far Eastern aesthetic. Where the civilian cast wears, do you know, those pointy straw hats? Thank you. Yeah. That's literally Vtau Talan. I thought you love Vtau, don't you? And instead of balloons, they have drones. I mean, a really good faction inspired by the Chinese. That doesn't exist in 40k. China doesn't exist in 40,000 years, and I'm sorry to tell you. Not for dog water, that is cow. Talan, cow are not dog water. Cow are great. Why do you even dislike the cow? You just dislike it because of the memes. And now you're just screensavering us. No! Stop! Stop abusing your mod powers just because. I don't know if there is actually a faction inspired by China in 40k. I mean, you've got the Valhallans, which are kind of inspired by Soviet. You've got the Tyranids. Maybe the Tyranids of the Chinese. Maybe that's what we missed this entire time. Is China an incredibly hungry place? You know, where everyone just eats. No, that's America, never mind. The Tyranids are just Americans. Looks like he's standing in water. Looks like our dude's standing in water. Hi, Kundrel. I guess so. It's meant to be water themed, beach themed. And now we got Douglas and I are stuck up here. Oh, Talan's so mean. Okay. That was a warning. You want a warning, Talan. You want a warning. Battle Royale. 25,000. Take that. Wow. Next time I'll make everyone small and use my cupcake inhale attack. No! Everyone gang up on Talan! Or Talan's like got full health! Get him! Get him quick! Yeah! Bunch of... Oh no, I thought everyone wants to go in to attack Talan there. He's almost out. He just took out Emperor's right ball. And now he's taken out Dot. No! I'm down. Okay, okay. Get him! Get him, Brandon! Yeah! And now Brandon just got wiped out by Nano. Right? He got Flash. Oh! Critical hit from Flash! Looks like a Metal Gear. I'm taking that as a compliment. It's a Onika June Crawler from the not Space Means, Adeptus Mechanicus. I finished, like, you did, like, take out 4 people. At least you got taken out. You never win these. Yeah, I should probably do more battle royales, especially when there's less people in. Give more people a chance to win. Mendoza. Sorry. Too much Simpsons memes. Promise me one thing that you'll get. Mendoza. You got the good. There we go. You. There we go. It's okay looking, I guess, at the moment. There we go. I wish my brain could retain information as well as as easily as it can maintain and learn mem information. Like, my brain just absorbs memes. It's like, it absorbs them quickly, easily, and prepare for effort. As soon as it's like, hey, this is how magnets work. This is how you say thank you in Japanese. My brain's like, nah. With a sigh. There we go. But never. Jingle bells, Batman smells, everyone died. Oh, MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And Cupcake just said random things because he spoke to sing. And her brain won't work when she's trying to look at stuff. Okay, that's just absolute insanity at the front of this. You know? Thank you, Douglas. There you go. Okay, now how do we do this? We add cheesy chip. Oh, I'm gonna have pasta bolognese. I got some mincemeat. I'm gonna cook it up with some pasta. I'm gonna cook up 2 meals worth. And then I can refrigerate some of it and just have it tomorrow. It's gonna be all cheesy and tasty and spaghetti. Spaghetti? No, I don't have any spaghetti, it's sad. It's just gonna be normal. Gonna be, what was it called? Did it have tube pasta? I forget what it's called. Is it fusilli? No, fusilli is a twisty one, isn't it? Is it penny? That's, you know, just tubes. Relatively short tube with kind of pointy ends to it. Macaronis are tubes that bendy. Penny. It might be penny, yeah. The land should know he's Italian. He's not Italian. It's also rigatoni, macaroni, and seed. Definitely not macaroni. Macaroni is curvy. This is straight tube. Rigatoni, I think I'd remember it was called rigatoni. And ziti, again, I think I'd remember it was called ziti. I might not remember it, but good. But that's the type of pasta I'm having. We buy these giant bags, so some of it lasts absolutely forever. Like £7 or something. It might be more like 10 or 12 actually. But for like 2 kilo bags, we just put them in a thing, and it's like 100 meals there. You don't remember the days of the week. How would you remember pasta names? Actually, yeah, I don't remember the days of the week. I'm trying to remember. I think it's Nichiyobi is Saturday. Doyobi is Sunday. Matsuyobi, I think, is Thursday. And I can't remember what Monday is at all. In Japanese. I've not learnt Tuesday, Friday, or Wednesday yet, I think. Actually, might have had that one appear now Wednesday. The others, I'm not so sure. But if something's funny enough, I'm gonna remember it, you know. I actually have found that if I can make something funny from a word, I'll remember it much better in its meaning. Like she go to is work. And I remember that as she goes to work. She go to work. She go to. I might be she could do. There's just a bunch of things like that where it's just, I don't really remember it. I only remember it because I can make some sort of joke with it. Any of these you got for words where it sounds kind of, you know, like a bad word? If you were to accidentally say it wrong, and as a result, I'm like, yeah, it sticks in my brain then. Like, Cooney is country. Fuku is clothes. Fuyu is winter. Oh, then what is it? Yofuku is Western clothing. I remember that one because it's like yo was in Americans going yo and yeehaw. Other ones, I just literally just somehow make a joke out of it. Like, there's no joke actually there from the name. It's a bit like the yeehaw one. It's like I just added yeehaw onto it, but now I can remember it because I just added yeehaw onto the word. Oh. And it's stupid, but that's just how it's sometimes how your brain works. Your brain sometimes works better doing one thing or another. I've also found that when it comes to doing the grammar lessons, I just ignore the lessons and go straight to the test. I can't. Anti-conjurer tactic. Yeah. Like they're trying to have all of this stuff in the lesson where it's trying to teach you stuff and talk to you, and I'm like, this isn't gonna help. Just give me quizzes, and eventually I'll figure it out for myself. I can write my bank account with a password, but it's fine because I have added Thingamajig and Babowie, so she won't remember. No, as in adding stuff to the password. Adding stuff to the word makes me remember it. So trying to remember a word might be difficult, but just by the fact I added yeehaw to it, or just added something stupid to it, you know, allows me to remember the word because I just added something to it. And also, so whenever I hear it, it's like someone says the word. Suddenly my mind just adds that little bit to it. I'm like, oh, that's a word. That's what it means. Oh no, my bank account. Yeah, you shouldn't have added Thingamig. If it was just a bunch of random numbers or word, I wouldn't have remembered it. But as soon as you add Thingamajig to it. Like, Thingamajig is the go-to way to remember something. Like the Thingamajig remote. That Thingamajig remote, I know what remote is now. That Thingamajig is an Onagajun crawler. I'm still not got what's it called, instantaneous recollection though. I say instantaneous recollection. What's the term for? I guess it's just recall actually. Like if it's on a test, I can't remember what a word is, and that the word is, you know, there. And if I have to translate the word, I can probably do it too. But when it comes to trying to like, I want to say something in Japanese, I'm still struggling to like ring the word without that thing of like, hey, here's what you want to say in English, or here's the words in English. Try to figure it out. And even then, I'm not super comfortable with it. Like, I'm much better and forgive me for multiple choice. And I know the word I want to do, but I can't necessarily remember exactly how it's spelled or how to say it, but I know roughly how it is. So then when I say it to the multiple choice, it's like, oh, it's that one. Even if they do give you like 3 or 4 very similar words, often I can pick out the correct one. Like my mind will be like, oh yeah, this is exactly how to say it. But then trying to say it without, you know, that sort of just little bits of reminders, it's difficult. But bit by bit, I'm getting there. I don't know how I went back onto Japanese. Look, Japanese is just on my mind all the time now. Until it's not going to be. Is that fine at the front? Does that look like waves? I'm not sure. Might need to again fix it up a bit. I just cloned a fishing delivery site that's used by scammers via ChatGPT by sending them a site photo. Don't scam people for money. That's bad. I don't use AI. Cloning a phishing site made by AI. Using AI. Most likely a bot, maybe. Hi, Michael. Account made 6 days ago in his first chat. I'm mad that I can't get the Terminator kit bits to make my loyalist red butchers. Oh. That being said, bots will usually have a bunch of numbers in the names. Why don't you just buy a Terminator kit then? Like, just buy a full Terminator bot. Go to the Warhammer website. If you can. If you go to the Warhammer website, it depends how much money you got, I guess. If you can afford them or not. But if you can afford them, you can literally just... If you get the red butchers from Forge World, from the Horus Heresy site, they will be perfectly usable as loyalist red butchers. There we go. There we go. I need to improve the lenses on this thing. Especially after looking at the red eye of Bugback, whatever his name. You'll be happy that I will be making 2. You're going to be happy that you're making 2 Loyalist World Eaters, one in Mark 6 armor and arms with Mark 3 helmet and power pack. Tank gunner torso and Mark 6 chainsword and bolt pistol. Ooh. Sounds pretty fun. to keep this little panel blue, or do you think I should paint it black as well? I feel like the more I paint waves, the worse I'm getting at it. Like, that one was fine. And now, what the heck am I doing? I still spare parts of my loyalist world eaters. Nice. Unfortunately, normal world base mean parts don't really work on Terminators. You can like cut off the hands and stuff and give them to the Terminators. The hands are the same size, roughly. Do I want to paint this panel black? I want to keep it black. I think I want to paint it black. It looks a bit weird. Just sat in the middle by itself. Just woke up in pain. Contract gas and was sent to be back. Oh. I hope you're feeling better now. What do I want to paint for? I should paint them a different thing as well. There we go. Paint face black. Yeah, I did not expect when I started painting these mechanicus models that I'll be painting from like tiny works of art on them, or at least attempts to. What do you guys think? Do you think this needs more work? The water here. It feels very different from the water there, doesn't it? What's the main difference? I think the amount of white I use. Maybe more dark blue as well. Lead paint, everything's who needs left arms? That's a lot better now. Still not sure. Maybe the thighs a bit. Maybe the, yeah, these things I might just keep blue. Nah. Make them black. Everyone wants to be fancy. Disconnect these waves of a Yeah. You should listen to 13 Prime's album from Atomic Finger. Maybe. I'm not a big Transformers fan though. Not really my cup of tea. Kind of cool being big old robot in disguise. No. Pineapple. I did watch Transformers 1 though, which was pretty good. As for no, for film, the animated film, Transformers 1. Is it called Transformers 1? It's really poorly advertised apparently. The new one, yeah! I don't know if it's the newest one now, but it's got Sentinel in it. It's got Megatron before it was called Megatron. It's called B-19 or something. It's got a woman in it, a pink Transformer. It's got the best Transformer, which is a spider one, and I absolutely love that one. We need a film entirely about the spider Transformer. Also, Overlord should be renamed ENvtuber, and we should just get an entire film about her. The show just should just be about ENvtuber. And I'm a spider. So I'm a spider. So what? We should just get rid of all the human cast and just make it a show about the spider and the demon. Just get rid of everyone but the spider. I have no agenda. Look, actually, what shirt am I wearing today? Oh, it's just a generic shirt. It's not my ENvtuber shirt. There we go. Hey guys, I think this is looking okay now. No, yeah. I'm gonna need to redo the eye, but who came up with this song, Kai Kai Kaifa's Pains, Hero Theme Theme? I don't know, it was in one of the books, I believe. Warhammer uses it. I think it's a pretty... canonical song. That's the thing. Let's get our white star again. Thanks guys, I'm getting well over that. Right. Imperium. Once heard it from the Emperor had text to speech. I'm pretty sure it's a canonical thing. I think it's in the book. Did I read a book? Pretty cool. Oh, so I've heard. There we go. And it was in the beginning of the episode about Kaifa's Pain. Yeah, it's on the book. Oh, that's I believe it's from the books anyway. So it you mean which character specifically came up with it? I don't know. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. You asked who came up with the song, and the song might have been in the text-to-speech, but I believe it's originally from the book. The books are from the 90s or something crazy. Or early 90s. There you go. I've not watched Emperor's text-to-speech personally. Heard it's pretty good. But never been something that super interested me. I don't know who first sung the song. Maybe it was if the Emperor had text-to-speech. I feel like I went for 2 different styles on each side so far. Your miniature looks lovely with the hand-painted ways. Thank you. You're listening to the stream. You're watching the stream while listening to Sword of this, Honor of My Legion. So is it still taking? Hi, Comfy. It's still taking time. Yes. We've got a long way to go. We've done 2 sides now. Not really helped by the fact that I'm having to repaint a lot of the blue areas black. There you go. But here's one side. Here's the other side. The front doesn't look as good. It doesn't look bad, but when you look at the other side, it's like, that's way cooler. This side kind of sucks by comparison. Maybe I need more dark blue. No, I don't know. Maybe I still need more white. Oh gosh, my shoulder just popped again. If you just hear a big loud clicking noise when I'm closing a paint pot, that's not the paint pot, that's my shoulder. You prime some gobos. Nice! What colour are you painting your gobbo? I mean, obviously, probably green. Brain, what's like... Because my night goblins, I'm feather red loons that I'm painting from red. Anything like that. I'm painting the robes red instead of black. I kind of want to make them more fairy in colour. Ooh, that sounds cool. Yeah, my gobos I'm going to be painting with red robe, and I don't know what else I'm going to give them. Maybe some of them will have more orangey robe and stuff. I go for the dark red one. Gets the hat, both of us get the cloak, etc. Ah, yeah, that sounds cool. You go a black one that gets cloak, you skip cloak, etc. Yeah, that sounds fun. The new Avengers. What's the new Avengers? What do you mean for Doomsday movie? I guess it shouldn't be too surprising. Yeah, Doomsday. I thought you were meaning for New Avengers, like was something called the New Avengers. Oh wait, wasn't that Thunderbolts or something? Wasn't that like hashtag New Avengers? Oh no. Adding Doctor Doomed for MCU. About time. I liked the old Doctor Doom. He was fun. That being said, he was played by the guy who played Cole in Charmed. You know. And I liked Charmed. I keep feeling the same feeling with each new Marvel movie and show. I still feel burned out on it. Yeah, I can understand that. Some of it I like I was a big fan of Iron something or whatever. What is she called? Iron Heart. Iron Heart. Yeah, that's pretty fun. And the Thunderbolt films are pretty fun. I've just been disappointed by how bad apparently Supergirl is. and the trailer did not make me want to watch it at all. Obviously that's DC, but still. Okay, maybe that's a bit better. Looks like a meteor or something hit there, doesn't it? Maybe I should put like a little red tentacle coming out of it. Or something. That freehanding is looking nice, thank you. Yeah, I feel like I went for two completely different styles here and here. Like, that looks fine. And then, that's looking a bit better now, actually, I guess. Maybe. Put like, okay, then I'm gonna need a different color. Maybe some orange or- How do you get your models in a game once you finish building them? What you do is you put them in a carry case of some kind, and you take them to, well, if you can, you go to like a shop or something or a gaming club, and you set them up on a table like you would with lots of any sort of game. Like you set up your playing pieces, you have your rule book or your rules that you downloaded online, have some terrain, and you just play a game using the rules online. If you go into like Games Workshop stores, Warhammer shop, they should generally have things teaching people how to play there. If this yellow's too bright, I'll just go for like ah, my elbow. My shoulder, sorry. Yeah, there's plenty of people who are willing to play the game. If you can't get out, then you can potentially find someone you can like invite around to play. Or like me, you just play by yourself. I guess one thing brown could work here. What are your thoughts about Star Wars and the way the franchise is now? New Hope was okay. Empire Strikes Back was an amazing film. Then probably my least favourite film. The sequels probably beat it out, maybe. The third film, absolutely hated it. Try to remember its name, don't care about it. Hate that film. It ruined Star Wars. But then I liked The Phantom Menace. I like the Clone Wars. I like the Clone Wars TV show, especially the later seasons are amazing. Bad Batch was surprisingly good. The Return of the Sith or something, Revenge of the Sith was... I didn't like it when I was a kid, but that's like the only Star Wars film I'd really watched then. Because we had it on DVD. I like it better now. The Rebels show, it's got some good parts, but overall I don't like it. Boba Fett had so much potential and just squandered it. Mandalorian, I never liked. Still don't like. What's the latest? The other Star Wars animations have been good. I mean, not for Rebellion or for whatever it's called, the sequel thing. Oh, Andor is absolutely amazing. Rogue One, pretty good too, especially last half. Andor, the best Star Wars we've had. I didn't like any of the sequel films. Although I wouldn't say my complaints are necessarily what lots of the common complaints are of them. Hey, well, some of them are. Like, the ex-Stormtrooper guy, I forgot his name, character was just absolutely squandered in the show. There's just so much about the sequel trilogy that I just don't like in general. In many regards, it's like everything I dislike about the third film, we decided to do for the sequel trilogy. That being said, you know, obviously I'm a prequel kid, and the prequels are very different. The sequel trilogy wanted to try doing the original trilogy again, and honestly, I just prefer the sequel trilogy. I mean, the second film, Empire Strikes Back, is probably the best Star Wars film. It's in one of my, like, just top films in general. But as an entire trilogy, my favourite's the prequel trilogy. I've not watched Ahsoka yet. I'm still very reprehensive watching it because, like, when you watch a Clone Wars, you're effectively watching Ahsoka grow up into, you know, a Jedi Master, effectively, even though technically she's not a Jedi Master. But you know what I mean. You're effectively watching her grow up, and the show, like, the fact that she's just suddenly got short, not hair, that's not the correct word, but you know, for little tendrils, they're short now. It's like, I loved it when they were long. That's like my favourite part of the Rebels, is like seeing Ahsoka with this. It's like, oh my gosh, she's old now. She's a Jedi Master, she's wise, she's intelligent, she's great. So, I'm very apprehensive about watching the TV show. I've not really been keeping up. I got rid of my Disney Plus subscription because I didn't feel comfortable giving money anymore to what's it called, Disney, after some of the stunts they pulled. So yeah, Okay, that's meant to be a tentacle just here. I tried putting little suction cups on it. I don't know if it's really coming across as a big old tentacle coming out the water. They look like toothpicks. What looks like toothpicks, sorry. The lightsabers in Rebels. That's fine. I'm not a... When it comes to lightsaber design, like for one of the things I've seen about for Acolyte, some people hate for lightsabers there. I've not watched the Acolyte. I do want to give it a shot. But oh, so I've heard Darth Maul has a TV show now that I want to watch because I absolutely love Darth Maul in the Clone Wars. Oh, like for Acolyte lightsabers I have seen, I think they're actually really cool. I like them. I'm willing to give these different people, you know, a shot making their own things with Star Wars. Oh, but I think Andor just absolutely knocked it out of the park. It's hard to watch other Star Wars after Andor and just be like, no, Andor's just too good. Ruined Star Wars for me. I'm joking, it's not ruined Star Wars for me. I've never been a big Star Wars fan. Like, growing up, the main thing with Star Wars that I interacted with was the Star Wars Battlefront game. Like, literally, my interaction with Star Wars was so limited that I thought that the Empire were the good guys. For a little bit. Oh, I wondered why the Rebellion actually were the good guys. Like, literally, the called for Rebels. Aren't the Rebels usually bad? And when you're playing for, like, through the campaign for Battlefront, and it for being called, you know, all sorts of things, smugglers, healers. Oh, what else is there? Terrorists and stuff. For being, like, given all these terms, I'm like, aren't they? Aren't the Rebels, like, the bad guys in this situation? Yeah, I hate how one of the twins in the act like bleeds a kyber crystal. I would have been able to say. I've not watched it. I just think the lightsabers look cool from it. Okay, there we go. We got 2 sides done. Which is both worse and better than I expected. You know what? I do have an idea. If we really water this down, get very little paint on the book, really water down, we could just add a little bit of something to the water. Orange in the tap. There we go. Not very noticeable, but just some discoloration in the water. So there we go. Hopefully that's okay. Well, we're 20 past 7 now. I need to get food. I've not had a proper meal today, so I'm going to get myself some pasta bolognese with some good old cheese on top. Cheddar cheese. How the Sith make their lightsabers? Red by bleeding by kyber crystals. Red because kyber crystals are somewhat alive with a force. Yeah, it's a bit inconsistent with the entire thing about the Sith crystals. But I like the idea that all the bits of lore that we've had of how Sith crystals are done are correct. Like, there are places where the Sith can get the crystals. Have a nice meal, thank you. Where the Sith can just go to, like, collect crystals, how the Jedi did. They can damage their crystals to make them red with darkness of the Force and stuff like that. I think like Star Wars is a complicated enough canon that it's fantasy enough that everything can be canon. Or maybe not everything, but you know what I mean, where the inconsistencies don't necessarily have to be inconsistencies, they can all be true. They had synthetic lightsaber crystals. They did try. Synthetic kyber crystals are still a thing. They have tried making kyber substitutes and synthetic kyber. It's mentioned in Andor when they like, we don't want to destroy this planet, but we have to get all the kyber that's deep inside it. We've had lots of experiments of how to create kyber, but obviously they needed the synthetic kyber crystals weren't good enough for the Death Star. But it would actually make sense if, like, the Inquisitor lightsabers are actually, like, the other ones they give to the lowest ranking Inquisitors, because they're given to them. They don't go out and collect new crystals or anything. They're given to them. As opposed to other Jedi, you know, they have to find their own crystal that resonates with their soul kind of thing. I like the idea that maybe those ones are synthetic. While some of them who have, like, ex-Jedi weapons, they've turned red because they've been bled or damaged or whatever. But this is so far kind of cool. I think it goes with the entire aesthetic. But we've got, how many? We've got one proper side to do left. I don't think for gun I'll do that. I think I'll just do normal highlights on it. I'll just keep it normal rather than trying to do freehand stuff. Yeah, because that works still. These things, I'm not sure if I want a freehand or not. I might try freehanding on them, but they are much smaller and much harder to work with, and I got full head stuff to work with too. So I need to redo the lenses. I want to try with minimizing the amount of white in the eye. Really cupcake. I thought Disney had put synthetic kyber. No. Synthetic kyber crystals are mentioned. They didn't necessarily mention that they could make them or they work, but they did mention attempts to make synthetic stuff and substitute kyber crystals. But, like, this is all in Andor. If you watch Andor, it's a great show. It's amazing. It's literally... Not everyone likes it. Like, some people, if they watch Star Wars, they don't want, like, this political drama, mystery or whatever. That feels a bit all too real in today's climate. But, you know, big love hearts to you all, though. I hope you have a good rest of your day. You work hard. Oh, wait, I'm wearing blue. If you're wondering why there's big holes in my gloves, by the way, it's just because these, if I get paint on them, it doesn't matter the holes. It's like doing where you wear your less, when you're painting something, you don't wear your good clothing. I don't wear my good gloves when I'm painting. And sometimes I do, I never regret it because I get paint on them. Aren't the clones considered Mandalorians? No, they're not. Mandalorians, if you watch the Clone Wars TV show, it's really good. The first few couple of seasons, it's episodic. Animation quality is not that good. But if you go into the later seasons, they're really good. Honestly, you could pick it up in the later seasons if you want to. But they do have the War on Mandalore, they clones interacting with the Mandalorians. And they don't treat one another as equals at all. Like, the clones don't consider themselves Mandalorians, or the Mandalorians as their kin, and the kin don't treat, and the Mandalorians don't treat the clones as their kin. So no. Oh, but if you watch the Boba Fett TV show, you realise that he's not even very Mandalorian in his own right. He doesn't really care about the Mandalorians. And his father's not really. His father's just a bounty hunter. The original Boba Fett dude. Jango Fett, yeah. Jango Fett is a Mandalorian. But you've got to realise stuff. Mandalorians, it's a culture more than anything else. That's what it is. It's a bit like just because you're like, you got Scottish Americans, right? Where they've never been to Scotland, they've never lived in Scotland, and their grandparents are Scottish. Or their great-grandparents were, and they consider themselves Scottish, but Scottish people don't consider them Scottish. Meanwhile, you get people who were originally from, or their parents were originally from, you know, somewhere in Africa, yet they've lived their entire lives in Scotland, and they're Scottish. So, and most Scottish people consider them Scottish. So, it's more culture rather than DNA is the thing. And especially when you get to the Mandalorian TV show. So, after the entire thing, Mandalorian culture effectively splits in two. After the War on Mandalore. Mando is Mando if you follow the creed, regardless of species. Yeah. So, the Mandalorian, if you get to the Mandalorian TV show, it's split into two by that time. You got the Mandos, like, the ones that you get to know, which are the warrior culture version. They're the ones that want to go to the old ways. Anyone can be a Mandalorian. You just have to follow their culture and creed. Then you've got the other sect of them, who don't care so much about the warrior creed. But most of them are actually Mandalorians by blood, by birth. And they inherit more of the culture of the world before everything went bad. And they consider themselves more true Mandalorians than, you know, the people trying to keep the Mandalorian creed alive, the old ways. But even before the War on Mandalore, you already had that split. You already had those who were wanting to be more warriors. And then you had the Mandalorians that didn't want to be warriors. And that, at the time, was most Mandalorians. They wanted to put away their warrior culture of the past. And, you know, live more peaceful, prosperous lives. So... but in either case, Mandalorian is more of a cultural thing rather than just your genetic. So, Jango Fett himself was a bounty hunter. He didn't really follow the Mandalorian creed. He didn't really follow the Mandalorian society. Boba Fett followed his father's footsteps, and the clones followed what the... Oh, what did they call them? The guys who made the clones. Well, either way, if they follow them, what they were taught by them and how to act and behave. Kaminoans, yeah, the Kaminoans. If anything, the clones are more Kaminoan than anything else. After that, Coruscantian or whatever you'd call them. Long necks by the clones vernacular, yeah. Which makes sense why they'd call them long necks rather than just calling them Kaminoans, because both of them are from Kaminoa. Both of them were brought up in the rigid Conomonian hierarchy in society. In fact, a lot of Kaminoans themselves are clones. So, like, the clones weren't their first attempt at making clones. In Legends canon, Django and Boba were way into the Mandos. Django was the protege of Jaster Moriul and the Super Commandos before Darth Death Watch sabotaged and killed them. But in Disney, yeah, Django and Boba are less into it. Yeah. It's hard to know because we've never really gotten a big in-depth thing about them being Mandalorians in Disney. So it's very possible that they view themselves as Mandalorian and are very into the Mandalorian stuff, but we've just never seen it. Like Django, like Boba in the TV show effectively completely rejects the Mando's version of Mandalorian. Like, but that makes sense because the Mandalorian TV show, the Mandalorians there are so incredibly different from anything that we've seen for Mandalorians be, really. It's like, they're very different from the warrior culture that, you know, were really evil. They're very different from the civilian version, and they're very different from the version that fought the Jedi originally. It's like it's basically like 40k. They've taken a bunch of law and rules from the past and run with it without fully understanding it and trying to fill in what gaps they could. Meanwhile, Boba Fett and, you know, Django could have actually followed much more closer to that sort of original Mando creed from back when they fought the Jedi. So, Django's armor was marked by chain code to be recognized as Mando and all that, so there's that at least. Yeah, there is that. In Legends, the Mandalorian were an alien race that were native to Coruscant that were driven off by early humans. Eventually, they died out and passed their culture onto humans. Oh yeah, I've heard that a little bit. I'm not big into Legends. Most of what I know comes from the TV shows and stuff, so everything I know is pretty much the canon. Not everything is canon. For instance, some of it was originally designed to work with the Legends. Like some of the stuff before Disney took over. That being said, if you listen to what his name says, George Lucas said about Legends, he basically didn't consider it canon. He considered that someone else's story. That's why when he made the prequels, there was a lot of upset about the prequels because people had been reading the Legends and the prequels just ignored the Legends completely. For a few bits of the Legends that, you know, it was less adopted and more just coincided. And that's more because George Lucas had given them some, you know, basic things to work with. And he changed some of those basic things. He decided he didn't like them, but he came up with those things like long before he even started the prequels. And he changed his mind. Jango Fett was the founding of the Mandalorians. Jango Fett fought the Mandalorian Civil War and was a Mandalorian during that time. Ooh. But yeah, I don't know a lot about the Legends. It's so most of what I go, it is from the canon stuff. I've not watched all of the series. Like I've not watched Acolyte. I've not watched the new Darth Maul. I want to watch it. I did see some clips from it and it looked really good. I want to watch Skeleton Crew. I've heard that's amazing. I've still not gotten around to watching that. I've not gotten around to watching Ahsoka. I don't know if there's any other Star Wars. I've not watched Han Solo either, and I don't think I'll ever will. I just don't care about Han Solo. I never really liked his character. Which is like blasphemy. But that's one of the reasons why I didn't like the Star Wars for sequels. It's like, oh, we're bringing back Han Solo, yay! And Chewbacca, like I really liked Chewbacca. Oh, definitely. Which again, a fan favourite. They weren't my favourite. I mean, Chewbacca just reminds me too much of a gorilla, to be honest. I don't like gorillas. You even get to meet a Fett in for Knights of the Old Republic MMO. Oh, I've heard about that MMO. I was tempted to play it, but my computer could never handle it. And then, you know, I just never went. I didn't care about MMOs after a while. I'm actually liking how it looks now. Pretty good. Hi, the intern editor. Yo, can you show for Onager? You running it with an engine seer? Nope. Nice, thank you. Also, I try putting some, like a little cracker into the front of it. If you want to see the reference art to use, it's not this. It's this. This is a reference art to use. Which I'm very far from that reference art, but I tried my best to try mimicking the same sort of effect with it. I'm still not happy about this part here. BBG, I need to eat. Yeah, I need to eat. I'm gonna go continue on my gobbos. Bye-bye. Have fun. Yeah, you paint your gobbos. Arthurs and Legends used to fix each other work. If someone's work got broken by canon, another would try to do something to bring it back. Actually, that's one of the things I like about... What's his name? Oh, he's a current runner of the Star Wars universe right now. Oh, what's his name? He did for Clone Wars. And he basically did much of modern Star Wars outside of the films. Adams, JJ, it might be him. No, it's not him. He did the Clone Wars TV show. I'll look for more quickly. Is he done something? Drawing. Dave Filoni. Yeah, one of the things I like about Dave Filoni, I don't like everything he does. I don't think he's necessarily the best story writer. I mean, he does a lot of good. It's a mixed bag with him. It's like a roll of the dice sometimes. But he loves to go into Legends and bring back Legends stuff. Like, one of my favourite things about Rebels is just how much stuff it took from Legends and was just like threw it back into the story. Which kind of made it suck even more that the sequel trilogy just didn't take those things that he had thrown in. But he threw them into the Clone Wars, he threw them into Admiral, into the Rebels show, and he's put it into the other shows he's worked on too, some of the Legends stuff. Not all of it, but he's tried to work as much as he can into it, while still getting away with it. I don't know what I'm going to do here. Maybe I'll just keep them normal blue. Oh, director, if I talk about direct... No. I don't like anything about the sequels pretty. I like a lot of the sequel ideas in theory. Like, no, the character should have always been a Skywalker, like the son or daughter of what's his name? Actually, it would have been fun for it not to be the son of Luke Skywalker, but for it to follow like the son of Solo and what's the name? Leia. That would have been good, of a daughter of them. That would have been amazing. As like the main character. I really liked a lot of the ideas in those sequel things, but I did not like the execution of them. Like, I keep forgetting his name. What's his name? The guy who was a stormtrooper? Like, they could have done so much with him and they didn't. Ah. Just not executed well. But yeah, I get you. Yeah. I mean, I don't mind. Like, if people like the sequels, I'm very happy to. I'm not a big fan of the sequels. But equally, there's a lot of Star Wars I'm not a big fan of. The third film is probably... Like, if you asked me to choose between watching Episode 6, the third film that they made, one of the Ewoks, and the second Death Star, or the sequel trilogy, I might pick the sequel trilogy. Like, that's just how much I hate that third film. Like... Oh, Finn is... Yeah, Finn! I keep getting him confused with the other guy, Poe. Everyone can enjoy what they like. It's just not my fave, yeah. There's definitely some really fun parts in the sequel trilogies too. I just don't think a lot of it makes sense. And to be honest, I was looking forward for more something that tried picking up where the prequel trilogies left off, in terms of like the way that they told the story, or just pick a third way of telling the story. It's one of the reasons I really like Andor and the not the Mandalorian, Rogue One. The reason I like those two so much, but not the is that, well, not just the reason, they're really well made, but you get the original trilogy, which were told in very high space fantasy adventure story, effectively. Then you had the prequel trilogy, which was more grounded in the politics of higher ups and, you know, disputes and stuff. It was all about the politicking, effectively, of these really high-ranked people. But then Andor and the Rogue One was all about the lowest people in society and, you know, effectively spying. And that would have been so good for the third story to be less focused on these very small people in like this sort of spy element in Rogue, because then it's like 3 different ways of telling a story in 3 different parts of Star Wars canon. And it's like 3 different timelines. Meanwhile, the second one, the sequel trilogy, effectively just took the original trilogy again and just wanted, you know, high fantasy Star Wars story again. And they tried doing bits and pieces. It felt like just a mess. Like there was no continuous vision through it all. Now I want a more grounded rebellion. Yeah, a lot of the sequel ideas had appeared in Legends at various points and were just mixed together and executed poorly. How are your blood effects in your miniatures? Because I would like some tips. So one of the things I'd say about blood effects is you either want to use the technical paint. There's a specific technical, it's called a technical paint. It's a blood one. If you go to like a Warhammer store and ask them about it, they'll know which one you mean. Probably. I can't remember what it's called. I've never used it though, but that's really good if you want to go over the top with gore because it's shiny. It looks gory. If you want to go for proper, more realistic though, what I find is less is more. You want to use a mixture of browns, and so you want to thin down your paint. Get very little on your brush and just like work it into the gears of a chainsaw around the edges, brown, and maybe a little bit of black in there too. And then what you do, you put in flecks of orange and red into it, and you find it will start looking like gore pretty quickly. But the less is more is pretty much what I'd always say about gore. I used to go like just splash red all over a model when I was a kid, and it didn't look good. And it was fine. But if you want a really good effect, I've not really done much blood on my models though. But yeah, oh my god, it's 1:45. I've been talking for like 20 minutes. I could have been painting while talking. I've got to go now. So big love hearts to you all. Thank you for coming to the stream. Don't forget to like, because it really does help me out. Take care of yourselves. Be kind to others and vice versa. Remember to work hard but play harder. Briar's not live right now, so let me just check. Let me just check, make sure no one's live. I know. So we can raid into them. No one is doing anything. There you go. Okay. So that's fine then. Goodbye everyone. Love you all. Take care of yourselves. Be kind to others and vice versa. Eat good food. Sleep well. Dream of cupcakes, but don't eat for cupcakes as a friend's not food. Goodbye everyone. I forgot how to end. There we go. This one. Down.